Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I thought about it. I said, this presentation is right after lunch. That could be really good if you had an opportunity to get nice and full and accomplish some time, but it also could be really bad if you had that time and you're nice and relaxed. But hopefully, I'll share some information that will certainly be worth your while for being here. Good afternoon again. I'm Lakeisha Kinsey Salas, and I have the pleasure of serving as this year's chair of the Florida Bar's Standing Committee on Diversity and Inclusion. And I'm supported by two wonderful people, both the Florida Bar's Diversity Initiatives Manager, Arnett Bryant Willis, and the Program Coordinator, Tamika Gaines Wright. And certainly, we also rely on Gypsy Bailey, so we wouldn't be able to do all the great work we do without their support. So again, thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. I want to take you on a little journey, first telling you more about who we are, and hopefully, if not for all of you, hopefully most of you know who we are and what we do. And then by the end of the journey, certainly we can talk about what you can do to make diversity and inclusion a part of the work that you do and how we can work collaboratively to meet our mission. So again, starting at the beginning of our journey, who are we? To answer that question, I'll start with our mission because I think it nicely explains what we do. The mission of our committee is to increase diversity and inclusion in the Florida Bar so that the bar will reflect the demographics of the state, to develop opportunities for community involvement, to make leadership roles within the profession, and the Florida Bar accessible to all attorneys, including those who are racially, ethnically, and culturally diverse, women, members of the LGBTQ community, as well as persons with disabilities. How is it that we accomplish our work? Well, we are a really large committee. In fact, I think we're just over 100 strong. And we have a really incredible bench of leaders. And I'm not patting myself on the back. It's really the team of vice chairs who lead our 6 standing committees that do the work for this committee. Our 6 standing committees are communications, gender equality, get involved, grants, multicultural, and pipeline. And it's through these committees that we accomplish our work. And I want to take the moment here to call out the names of those vice chairs who hail from all parts of our state, because I think as you hear them, you'll notice that some of them may already be involved in your sections. You may work with them in your respective VBAs. And so, one of the things that you can do in terms of how you can make diversity and inclusion a part of your section is getting to know these individuals and engaging with them about what we're doing as a committee and picking their minds about any ideas they have specific to your section. So those members are Catherine Scott, Starlet Massey, Julian Jackson, Fannin, Jay Davis, Valeria Obi, Anika Hardman, Rashandra Suggs, Michelle Hinton, Janae Irato, and Yumika Motley. And we will have more information that will come to the Council of Sections with this information, because truly throughout this bar year, I want to see a lot of collaboration between our committee and all of the sections with these individuals. In terms of the specific work we are setting out to do this year, that I think is a prime area that will assist you in adding diversity and inclusion as a part of your section, will be again through those various subcommittees. So the biggest thing that we are highlighting is our annual diversity symposium, which will be held during our winter meeting in 2023. First, you can certainly come and support the event. We will likely be calling on sections to be involved in that. And so certainly we would ask that you answer the call. Through our grants committee, we will award up to $50,000 in leadership grants to VBAs for programs that encourage diversity, diversity training, and dialogue among lawyers. So certainly we would ask that you help spread the word that we have this out there. As part of our mission, it's not just about what we do within the Florida Bar, it's about what's happening within our state that helps to advance diversity within our profession overall. So we want to know about those programs that are happening in our respective jurisdictions and help them through the diversity grant. Through our communication subcommittee, our goal is to create a stronger communication pipeline with the bar and VBA. So things like our grants, our webinars are highly publicized. so that even events that you're hosting that are related to diversity inclusion efforts, that we can help support those. It's interesting, I had the opportunity to review a 2016 presentation that one of our former chairs, Brittany Maxey, presented to the Council of Sections. And back then she talked about our Get Involved subcommittee, Get Involved campaign. And we will be relaunching that this year. And its focus is how do we educate lawyers on how, in fact, they can get involved in leadership within sections. I'm sure you know and wouldn't be surprised that we have a lot of members who are a part of sections, but don't really know how to really get involved within sections, how to ascend to leadership within sections, as well as with committees and our Young Lawyers Division. So we want to help demystify that process. Additionally, we want to help demystify the process regarding how do you get a seat on the JNC, as well as bar and judicial appointments. And through that, that will certainly help to increase representation throughout our profession. Through our pipeline subcommittee, which I think is something that's incredibly important right now as we come off the pandemic. We talked about this about 2 years ago now, about the decrease we are seeing in diverse lawyers staying in the profession as a result of things that happened to the pandemic. So we really want to take effort to focus on our pipeline for and continuing to have that diversity in our practice by ensuring that law students, that high school students are educated on the various ways that they can get involved in our profession. What does that journey look like? Providing them mentorship, information regarding LSAT testing and preparing for that, all those type of things. So through our pipeline committee, we will be hosting webinars and providing information, collaborating with pre-law programs to ensure that happens. Through our gender equality subcommittee, we've done a number of webinar series. We will continue to do that to develop programs, content, and resources that promote gender equality. And certainly we welcome any co-sponsorship with any of the sections who are also looking to develop webinar and programs and content on this subject. The final thing that we want to do, and I think this is another huge opportunity that sections can use to help encourage diversity within their sections and inclusion. We want to engage in an informal mentoring program. President Lesser talked about how one of the focuses he has is on a more formal program that would focus on young lawyers who are, trying to learn about the practice of law, learning professionalism. We want to be a part of that by starting an informal mentor program that provides support to lawyers at all parts of their journey in the practice of law that will show them what it's like to be involved in the bar. Many of us have told stories that our journey to leadership in the bar was really because someone, took our hand and made some introductions to people. And so we want to be able to pay that forward. And you can too, by answering the call when we're looking for mentors to support this program. Additionally, as if we already don't have enough on our plate, we have 2 ad hoc committees that actually started their work last bar year regarding the Path to Unity program. If you have not heard, Path to Unity program is an educational program that includes a traveling exhibition that showcases commissioned portraits of 5 pioneering and trailblazing Florida lawyers whose significant contributions paved the way for other lawyers and, most importantly, advocacy in their community. Those lawyers are James Weldon Johnson, Anna Brenner Myers, Judge Mario Godick, Larry F. Smith, and James Crack. And you can find more about these individuals if you look into the program. And at the end, I am going to drop some links in the chat so that you have more information. I know I'm covering a lot and probably moving fast in a short time frame. So I will drop links in the chat so you can find more about the program. Here's a prime opportunity for sections to be involved. If you've not heard about the program, it has traveled already to several jurisdictions where there have been programs in collaboration with various VBAs. This year, it is scheduled to travel to Lee, Sarasota, Manatee, Pinellas, Hillsborough, Polk, Panama. Excuse me. I'm also under the weather, so forgive me that I'm struggling here to make it through my presentation. before it then returns back to the Florida Bar during the Florida Bar Convention in 2023. So we have VBAs who have signed up to host programs. We will send information out to sections. We would just ask that, if it's in your jurisdiction, attend those events, show your support, encourage your members to attend these events. In most instances, when the portraits travel to the various jurisdiction, the courthouses have agreed to allow these portraits to be on display, typically for a 30-day time period. So even if you can't make whatever program that's happening in conjunction with the event, certainly make it a point to stop and see the exhibit and support it. At the end of the year, we will be hosting a gala, which will be the culminating event celebrating what we've done. We will again be calling upon you to help support that event through sponsorships, attendance. And those events are being led by Charlie Ann and Alexis. This was one of the brainchilds of Charlie Ann, who's our immediate past president. And the gala is being led by Harriet Williams and Danielle Weavers-Rogers. So we're now at the part in the journey where I want to talk with you more about why this all matters to you and how you can support. And as I've spoken to you today, I've kind of talked, throughout just general ways that you can help. But I want to restate some of that and more specifically highlight some things for you. So again, the biggest thing you can do is support our events. So again, that's attending, sharing the details. When we reach out to your sections to speak and participate, answer them. And of course, your support with the Path to Unity program and gala would be incredibly important in terms of ensuring its success. Second, I would say be a partner. I referenced earlier that back in 2016, one of our past chairs, Brittany Maxey, talked about some of the things that they were doing there. And one of the things that she mentioned in that presentation was that back in 2016, the Board of Governors had once recommended that each section appoint a member of your section to serve as an ex officio member of our committee. And so we will be calling upon you to do that again this year. I've actually appointed an individual, Jared Krukar, who will be reaching out with the communication, asking, because we hope this year that we will get 100% participation. We've already had great engagement from many of the sections already, but this year we want to see 100% engagement. And I think that serves twofold. It allows you to stay abreast on what we're doing so that if you're looking for ideas on programs, resources, any publications, you can get them directly from us. Secondarily, if you'd like us to come and speak to you or to collaborate with you, it provides that resource that you have a way to contact us. We were very thankful to have the opportunity to speak before the Council of Sections last year on this topic on a panel. We would certainly welcome that opportunity again. The other part I would say is just keep talking about it, just like we do. I'm sure if you've been reading any recent articles, and it's not anything new, it's something we've been hearing for a long time. There's the business case for diversity. You hear all the time about the advantages of having diversity in terms of background, thought, experience in the room. And the fact that clients and firms are demanding it. And then when you think about litigants and defendants, there's a huge, variance in diversity there. So ensuring that our bar, in fact, reflects the demographics of our state and develops those opportunities, as our mission says, we have to work together. And as I'm wrapping up my report, I'll just remind everyone that Objective 5 of the Florida Bar's 2019 to 2022 strategic plan is dedicated specifically to encourage and promoting diversity and inclusion. And there's a statement in here that I think helps to just bring very nicely together the reason why we have to work collaboratively on diversity and inclusion issues. It states that the Florida Bar is fully committed to the enhancement of diversity within the bar, the legal profession, legal education, and in the justice system, and affirms its commitment toward a diverse and inclusive environment with equal access and equal opportunity for all. I hope you found this presentation, even though, again, I went quickly and probably covered a lot, very helpful. I will also drop my contact information in the chat. I certainly welcome the opportunity to hear from each and every one of you. Again, I'll drop some links in the chat that will give you more information regarding what I've talked about, even including our committee page, so that you can contact any of our vice chairs if you have ideas or want to collaborate on any of the ideas and initiatives that we've talked about today.